Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to learn about choice of form of business organization and some basic factors for starting a business organization. So basically this two topic is the last topic of chapter 2. So let us understand it. So choice of form of business organization. So see, an entrepreneur they have to consider some factors, yes, while choosing a form of business organization. So what are the factors or what are the choice that influence the factors of business enterprise? So number one is cost and ease in setting up the organization. So sole proprietorship is least expensive and can be formed without any legal formalities to be fulfilled. Yes, sole proprietorship or single business is the least expensive. In that type of business there no need of more finance, yes. So and it can be formed with some legal formalities or sometimes some registration, there is no need of some registration also, yes. And no there is no need of more formalities in a small business. So a company is also expensive with a lot of legal formalities, and sometimes if see any company is there and if they have to perform lots of formalities then it will cost more, okay. And if the company is big or organization is big, they have to perform a lots of formalities, and because of that formalities they have to pay more. There is a requirement of more cost, okay. So choice of form of organization means it up to the choice of an entrepreneur that what type of business they are going to start and what are amount or what finance they have to start that type of business. Then capital consideration. Business requiring less amount of finance prefer sole proprietorship and partnership form, whereas business activities requiring huge financial resources prefer company form. So see, capital consideration or capital requirement or financial requirement. So these are of a concern which also influence the choice of form of organization. And see, if the capital consideration or requirement are low, then sole proprietorship will be suitable organization. If we have less capital, then sole proprietorship business will be suitable for you. And with the increase of in finance, some financial requirement more than one person may be required to contribute. So a requirement more than one person may be required to contribute more, and a requirement or partnership form of organization will be more suitable, yes. So when financial requirements are larger than company, so form of organization is the answer, okay. Then next is nature of business. So if the work requires personal attention such as tailoring unit or cutting salon, it is generally set up as a sole proprietorship. And unit engaged in large scale manufacturing are more likely to be organized in company form. So see, an entrepreneur has to decide what type of activities he or she has to undertake, and the form of organization will be decided accordingly. So business activity may be in the form of trading, manufacturing, or like servicing, etc. So in case of like trading, if it is on a small scale or then the sole proprietorship will be suitable, okay. But if it is on a large scale, then partnership of a company form may be suitable. So a manufacturing activity requires more finance and managerial be suitable, okay. So a manufacturing activity requires more finance and managers or managerial ability or partnership or company form of organization will be suitable. So a service activity may be at a small or medium or large scale level, and the form of business organization will be selected accordingly. Next is degrees of control desired. A person who desires full and exclusive control over business prefers proprietorship rather than partnership or company business, control has to be shared in this case. So see, if a businessman wants to have direct control over operation of the business, so if he should go for a sole trade business, but if he is interested in increasing the volume of a business instead of having single control, then company form of organization will be better option. It's up to their desire. Okay. Next is liability or degree of risks. Yes. Projects which are not very risky can be organized in the form of sole proprietor businesses, and whereas the risky ventures should be done in a company form of organization, because the liability of shareholder is limited. See, if some business are there is a risk. In every business there is a risk. Okay, so some projects are there which is very less risky, so it can be organized by in the form of sole proprietor, like tailoring or like salon. They have very less risk. It's up to them. So it can be started in a solely, okay, or it can be started by a single person. But if any business which have it is very risky, then the venture should be in a company form. Okay, or the more persons or more main power should be there, because they have the liability and capital, and of their shareholder is more. Okay, so if less risk, then then sole proprietorship business is okay, and if there is a more chances of risk, then it must be a partnership form of organization. Then next, starting a business basic factor. So for starting a business, some basic factors which our entrepreneur has to keep in mind and which they have to consider while starting a business. Okay, see, setting up a business is not an easy task. Yes, and a number of factors have to be considered before starting any business. So that the availability of resources, or demand for the product or service, or competition from others, etc. So they have to be taken into account before starting a business. So here are some key factors which must be analyzed for starting a business, and they are as follows. Number one is selecting the line of business. See, it is very important. When a person thinks of starting a new business, a number of ideas may come to his mind. Yes, and there may be opportunities in various fields. So the most difficult exercise is to reach a decision for the selection of a particular business activity. So see, the availability of funds may have to be matched or with the requirement of a new business activity. So the most important consideration is the possible return from the investment, which is very important. And the activity offering a higher rate of return on investment may generally be preferred. So the risk factor will also be kept in mind while starting or while reaching a specific decision about the business activity. So before starting a business, it is very important to take an idea or to discuss on the matter of selecting the line of a business which you are going to pursue. Number two is scale or size of business. So see, after deciding the line of business, the businessman must decide whether he or she wants to set up large scale or small scale business. Yes. See, selection of business line is very important. After selecting that, the size of a business unit is influenced by many factors, which is important, and that factors are like technical or managerial or financial or marketing. Many are them. So while some factors favor large scale of operation, while other may favor the small scale. Yes. So if an entrepreneur is sure of arranging more finance or making marketing of product, then it may go to a large scale unit. But if they are not able to arrange more finance or marketing of product, then small scale is or sole proprietor is best for them. So it is generally seen that entrepreneurs prefer, first they prefer the small scale of operation in the beginning, and then generally expand product facilities to medium or large scale. Yes, it is, you have seen in many businessmen, first they start their business with a small unit, but later they expand their business, in large scale or medium scale. So this is a primarily due to the risk factor. Okay, because there is a risk involved in a large scale business, and the need for starting the response or market is due course of time. So the decision about the size of the business unit has to be taken in the beginning, and by considering a number of factors. The number third is choice of form of business organization. The next decision must be taken is to finalize the form of business, that is to set up self proprietorship, partnership or joint stock company. So see, after this selecting the line of a business or then scale or size of business, our entrepreneur must to keep in mind the choice of form of business organization. So see, there are a number of forms of organization for starting a new business, but a form of organization may be sole proprietorship or partnership or joint stock company, then etc. So the scale of operation at which the new business is to operate and the requirement of funds may be the major factors in deciding about the form of organization. So see, if the funds required are more, then a joint stock company may be answered. And when the financial requirements are medium, then partnership form of organization may be suitable. And the decision about a particular form of organization is very crucial and should be taken carefully. The next is location of business enterprises. The entrepreneur has to decide the place where the business will be located. And before taking this decision, she must find out availability of raw materials like power, labor, banking, transportation, etc. See, after like important factor is a decision about the location of the business. And if it is a manufacturing business, then the availability of raw materials and market for finished goods should be considered first. So the setup costs are also linked to the location. Yes, and when a business is set up in a remote or backward area, then the setup cost will be much less, but transportation cost will be high. On the other hand, if the business is set up in a developed area, then setup cost will be high, but infrastructural facilities such as electricity or telecommunication or banking, service roads, etc. will be available. So a proper exercise should be undertaken to consider various advantages or disadvantages of setting up a particular location for setting up a business. So next is financial requirement. It is very important to, while starting a business, you should be aware of your finance. Yes, so the businessman must analyze the amount of capital she might require to buy for fixed assets and for working assets. Proper financial planning must be done to determine the amount of funds needed. So see, the availability of finance for starting any business is a prerequisite, and an exercise should be undertaken about the requirement of funds for setting up the business. And an enterprise needs funds to purchase fixed assets and also for meeting day-to-day expenses. And after estimating the requirement of funds, one should find out the sources from where these needs are to be met. And if the funds are to be raised from outside source, then inquiry should be made beforehand. And many business fails because of either wrong estimate of requirement or not properly assigning the source of supplying of such funds. So any such lapse at the initial stage can create problems for the business later on. So before starting a business, we should keep all these factors in mind. Next is physical facilities. It includes machinery, equipment, building, etc. And this decision depends upon the size, scale and type of business activities which he/she wants to carry on. See, an entrepreneur has to look for the availability of the machinery, equipment, raw materials and other physical needs. And this decisions is linked to the size or scale or type of business activities the businessman wants to carry on. And the availability of physical facilities is like an essential for starting a new business enterprise. The next is plant layout, showing the physical arrangement of machines and equipments needed to manufacture a product. So see, the plant layout is an arrangement of machines and equipments in the factory. Okay, and it is a setting up of required physical facilities in the factory. And after determining the requirement of physical facilities, the entrepreneur draws a layout plan showing the arrangement of these facilities. The number 8 is competent and committed workforce. The entrepreneur must find out the requirement of skilled and unskilled workers and managerial staff to perform various activities. An entrepreneur will require competent and committed workplace to carry on activities of the business. Yes, and he should assess the number and type of workers he requires. So in case skilled or semi-skilled workers need to be employed, then a decision has to be made whether this will be trained in the factory or already trained person will be employed. So another important decision will be with regard to the method to be used for motivating the workers. And this motivation of the workers needed for increasing their commitment and performance. Then number 9 factor is tax planning. The entrepreneur must try to analyze the type of taxes because there are a number of tax laws in the country which affect the functioning of business. So students, an entrepreneur soon analyze the type of tax liabilities he will be required to face. Okay, and he should know the tax liability under various laws such as excise duty, then customs duty or sales tax, then VAT, then income tax, etc. The number 10 point is setting up the enterprise. So after analyzing the above mentioned points carefully, the entrepreneur can start the business, which would mean mobilizing various resources and completing legal formalities. See, it means actual starting of business or enterprise when all types of plans are formulated and feasibility of the enterprise is decided. Then the effort should be made to procure various factors of production and start a business or an enterprise. So hope you understood these 2 topics, and so here we come to an end of chapter 2. So start preparing for your first online evaluation exam, which is from 8th of August. Yeah, and yes, your first exam is business studies. So better you prepare yourself and give your best. All the best. Thank you.